So what class are you in now?
My current class is Baking and Pastry Arts for Culinary students. So for 3 weeks, culinary students will take a baking and pastry course, and for 3 weeks, baking and pastry students will take a culinary course. So it's a little bit of cross-training, which is cool.
Real quick, before we go on this tour, let me introduce you to one of my former students, Jordan Weber. She's a culinary student here at the CIA, and she's very knowledgeable about everything going on around campus. Luckily, she agreed to help me out on this tour. And if you have any questions about the school after the video, feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. And as always, hit that subscribe button for more content.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Weber. I'm a sophomore culinary student here at the Culinary Institute of America, and I'm very excited today to take you on a tour of the egg. Come on inside. Here you are. It's all decked out in student orientation this weekend. Here you are. Welcome to the egg. This is our student dining facility. It was built in 2012. It's a great addition to campus because in addition to being our student dining facility, it kind of doubles as a student meeting space. As you can kind of see here, students are all around meeting up with their friends after class, grabbing a bite to eat. You can see here in the middle, that is the yolk. So because of the name of the dining hall, which is the egg, the center is called the yolk, which I actually didn't know until pretty recently, but it's kind of a cool name that we have for it. In the yolk, you can buy different sorts of coffees and pastries, grab a quick bite before class. It's kind of like a little cute coffee shop that we have right here on campus, and is found here at the egg. Over here, you can find a little fireplace. We have a little statue of Daniel Boone as well. I love coming here in the winter time because the fire is on and it's nice and warm. Very comfortable couches over there as well. And if you like to take a glance over here, right in the front, we have our innovation kitchen. That is something very exciting that we do on campus. One of our bachelor's programs is business management. And in the business management program, you can choose a concentration. One of the concentrations we have is entrepreneurship. And as part of that concentration, you develop a restaurant concept from start to finish. Right now, our concept is crowd zero. So a group of students developed the concept themselves, and they pitched it at a presentation to industry leaders, and they chose the concept that they think would best suit our school. They developed a menu, did all the costing, and they get to see their idea come to life right here. Our previous concepts have included Korean fried chicken. We also had a healthy bowl concept and food on a stick as well. So very exciting. It changes every semester, so students get to try all these different concepts that their fellow students create. Right when you enter the egg, you can take a glance at our CIA brewery. Bachelor students here can choose to take a brewing class where they even get the chance to create their own beer, led by Professor John Fisher and head brewer Mr. Hyde. They serve beer that students create here on campus over in the yogurt, which is really exciting for students to get to taste the beers that their students are developing. As well, this brewery actually took home the award for Best Brewery in the state of New York for this year, which is really exciting for the school to get to take home and see that we have a brewery right here on campus. Next up on the tour is the line at the egg. So this is where students, a little bit before their externship, just 3 weeks before they leave, they join the class here at, we call it high volume production. And this is where students get a chance to cook for large amounts of students, their peers. And they get to be creative with what they make. The focus is again on high volume production. They get to be creative, they're giving concepts. A really cool concept that we recently had that students got to create is a watermelon poke dish. And it's cool because they get to take food trends that are popular right now and put their own spin on it. And as culinarians and baking and pastry students, we get to try these concepts. Now just follow me, we'll come over to the market. This is kind of our mini grocery store that we have here. We buy different sorts of sauces, pasta if you like to cook in the dorm kitchens on the weekends perhaps. We also have little snacks that you can grab before you go to class, little bags of chips as well. Really great for on the go sort of. You can come over here and follow me. We also have, really just a great selection of snacks. We have coffee and tea for students as well to keep us going for our early morning classes. We have some peanut butter jelly, just quick grab and go items are great for the market here. And then if you follow me, I love this portion of the egg as well because something I miss for me at home is sometimes just fresh fruits and vegetables that I can just snack on daily. And here we sell them, so you can come and grab a snack, a fresh piece of fruit. And then here, this is a really cool addition we have here at the egg. show you one of these products. Okay. So here is our Oasis products, and these foods are made without, they contain none of the major 8 allergens. So it's a great option that we have for students that may have an allergy to like a different type of food. They can enjoy our Oasis products. Even if you're grabbing a quick bite before class, this is something quick and healthy that you can grab, which is really great. You can see all the students enjoying their time after class. We host many great events here at the Egg. It's a really great student gathering center. We have bingo nights, karaoke. We do a couple charity events here every year. We pack hundreds of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to give to a local food bank. And it's a great student gathering space. One of my favorite parts about coming to the Egg is getting to enjoy this beautiful view whenever eating outside. I see this view on many snapshots every day because we have a beautiful view of the sunset with the Hudson River. And it's really great to come here and grab a bite to eat in the evening and get to see the beautiful sunset.
All right, Jordan, so what class are you in?
Right now, I'm in my baking and pastry course for culinary students. We do a 3-week cross-training course for both culinary and baking and pastry art students. And it's cool we get that cross-training because a lot of my classmates wish to open their own restaurant one day. And in case, for culinary students, if our pastry chef doesn't show up one day, we're able to take over that station and we know what we're doing. And it's cool because a lot of the concepts as well that we're learning in the class can be applied to the culinary arts. We made pâte à choux the other day, which is kind of the dough for cream puffs, and we can make gougère, which is like a cheesy cream puff. So a lot of the concepts can be used in both arts. CIA has been my dream school since I was about 6 years old, and a lot of my fellow classmates that I talked to as well, they had a similar dream to mine. When I started cooking, I was about that age, and at age 12, I started a food blog as well as food social media, and I shared what I was creating, and I fell in love with the fact that food makes people happy. And I knew immediately that I wanted to pursue this as a career. So when I was looking into culinary schools, I was immediately drawn to the CIA because it is truly the world's premier culinary college. And just being on campus, my family and I call it the culinary Hogwarts, because you can really feel the passion that the students have just in the air when you're walking around at the Egg and in Roth Hall. And we get great opportunities as students here, and being close to New York City is even better. In fall, my classmates and I go and volunteer at the New York City Food Festival, and we can do stages in the city on the weekends as well as many on-campus opportunities to work at our on-campus restaurants. Even at the Egg, students can work and really hone in on their skills and get that experience.
Where did you go on extern?
I returned to campus this week for my externship, and I externed at Nestle Professional just outside Cleveland, Ohio. It was a corporate externship. A lot of people go to hotels, restaurants. There's a wide variety of externships you can choose from. I met Nestle Professional at CIA's career fair, just actually a couple months after I started here as a student, and immediately I was very drawn to the fact that I could create there and recipe develop, work in a test kitchen environment, which I'm very interested in to work in when I graduate the CIA. I worked very closely with marketing and the sales teams to create recipe concepts with our products. I also got the chance to develop a product of my own and present it to our leadership team, which was very exciting. I was pretty nervous before coming to the CIA. I was in a couple group chats with my other accepted students here to the school, and what really intimidated me is a lot of them had tons of restaurant experience before they came here, and they were talking about I worked with this chef and this chef, which I thought was awesome, but for myself, my experience was mostly food blogging and doing cooking demonstrations versus working back of house at a restaurant. So I was nervous that I would be behind in some matter, but I learned right away the first day culinary fundamentals or baking and pastry techniques. You're all doing the same thing. You learn how to hold a knife or make things like puff pastry and pâte à choux, and you start from the very basics. So every student's in the same place when they start, and it's even good to kind of have a fresh slate and learn the true cooking techniques right when you start here. So that's something that I was nervous about that I wish that I wasn't, because I really had nothing to worry about. The other thing that I was a little bit nervous about as well is just my first time leaving home and really having to adult for the first time and keeping track of my own schedule and just kind of living by myself. But the CIA has so many resources for students when they move in. There's RAs in every dorm hall. which is really great if you ever have a question about anything from like laundry to any roommate problem that you have. So you really have nothing to be nervous about before you come here.
So you're a former student of mine at HVP at the Egg. Can you talk about what you learned? Talk a little more about, the class.
Sure. HVP stands for High Volume Production, and this is the class that you take right before you go on extern. You really learned to cook food in large batches. We do about 300 to 350 covers during my shift as an AM student. So what I learned a lot about from this class is batch cookery. This is something I wasn't too familiar with before moving to this class. What batch cookery is kind of doing your mise en place and prepping your food, but firing it, such as putting in the oven or frying in smaller batches to preserve freshness and to maximize the quality of what you're serving. So I learned more about this concept and how to produce food for large quantities of students that are coming in, and the skills that I've learned in this class for the MITs, such as James and the chefs that I had Chef Delarose when I was in HVP, is that can be applied to lots of different environments, such as hospitals, corporate environments, and these environments are really hiring our students here at CIA, and I'm glad to have these skills that I can draw from.
I think it's safe to say that we taught her well. This concludes our tour and interview with Jordan Weber. Thank you so much for watching, guys.